guys, welcome to our Melanated Mommy podcast. We're so excited to share this journey with you guys and our episode 1. So bear with us as we work through the motions of it. I'm Raven. I have 4 kids, 3 boys, 1 girl.
I'm Jamila. I have 1 son who I adore so much.
I'm Alicia. I have 1, and he's my baby. And yeah, motherhood is great.
Motherhood is a journey. So yes,
cheers to melanated mom.
Right. Cheers to that journey, the crazy journey. So basically, our podcast is just to shed light on our everyday experiences of being mommies, what we're still working on, even mental health, because we know we all as moms go through periods where we're wondering if we're doing it right or where we can go to seek help, and sometimes we just need a village. And so we want to be that virtual village for everyone, for all of our melanated mommies, Black, ethnic, even non-melanated. We want to be that support for everyone. So definitely chime into our videos, leave a comment down below if there's a topic that you guys would like to hear about from our experiences, or if you would like to share your own story as well. But let's get into it. What was y'all's week like though?
Hectic.
Really?
Yeah, it was long. It didn't end.
Too good. I know, because you were trying to get the car.
Yeah. It's happening.
It's a
process.
It is a process.
It's definitely happening.
No, I think definitely like when I first started out with just me and Malachi, and then didn't have a car, like that makes so much stuff. So everything basically so much more difficult, especially, you know, I know on my end if you don't have like a lot of support, but thankfully you have that. Because that makes stuff, like, the stress in that one aspect alone can make you rip your hair out.
Trust me, I do know. What about you, Alicia?
My week was pretty good. Work. It's like, I feel as though we all work every day. Yeah. And then, like, we only have 2 days off. Like, that makes no fucking sense. That is a long, like, that week is long. And it's like you spend majority of the time at work that you don't even get to spend time with your kids.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing.
The school is spending time with our kids more than we are.
Mm-hmm. That is so true.
I have it kind of good, but it's not as good as people might think. Like, I work where my son go to school at. Yeah. So that's a benefit and it's good, but I don't get to see him all day. You know, like, I'm a teacher, so I gotta be in my class. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he gotta learn and be in his class. You know, so. And then get home and it's the everyday nightly routine, and then it's sleep, back at it again, you know, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
You know?
I think even too, like with Saturdays and Sundays still, even though those are our like free days, quote unquote, we're still recuperating from the week. So it's not even really a weekend. It's just a continuous flow.
Definitely.
You know,
definitely when you still have obligations, still have other stuff you gotta do, or trying to get in because you didn't have time to do it during the week. You know?
Cleaning the house, going over whatever they picked up at school, trying to retrain them for what we don't do in this house. You know, and it's just so crazy because like between Monday through Fridays and then the hours with them being at school and then commuting back and forth, it's like you become almost strangers in a sense with your own child. I know my oldest, like he's going through this phase right now where he want to try and talk back, and I'm like, I don't know which little Johnny got you thinking we do this here. You know, but then I'm also trying to do like the gentle parenting, and that for me has been such a big like composure, try and have patience type thing, because for me, the way that I grew up, it was always like, dun, dun, like, this is the way it is, like, whatever. Like, my mom was superwoman in the streets, and she definitely brought that into the house, but sometimes, like, you need that gentleness from your parents. And so I'm like, let me give them what I felt I didn't have emotionally, but then they go through so much, they see so much during the week, and you're, like, trying to anchor at each and every little bit, and it gets so exhausting. And then sometimes like he's to the point now where he's like, he can tell I'm trying to like be softer, so he's egging it a little bit more, and I'm like, but I will go off on you.
So speaking on that topic of gentle parenting, what is your definition of gentle parenting? Because I don't agree with you.
I don't have that. I mean, I do, but it's to a certain extent because honestly, growing up, like my dad made us exercise and stuff. Like we had to clean up, we had to exercise. Like that was the punishment and stuff like that. Like so now with my son, it's like I think people when they say gentle parenting, they mean. In my opinion, they mean they don't do whippings.
Yeah, no, that's not.
That's not
No, that's not. No, so I know before I actually started like trying to practice it, I used to always call it like white people. You know, because y'all no shade because I got relatives that are white, but that's what I used to call it, you know, because you go out, you know, you grow up and even with the women in our families as white women or whatever, we go out and like, y'all better not do what little Susie over there doing. That's that white people stuff, you know, whatever. So whenever I used to think of gentle parenting, it used to be like, okay, now, Jamila, we're not doing that. Now that I don't do, but for me, my version of it for Raven in her household is being slower to react and faster to listen. Yeah. So when something is happening, instead of me abruptly being like, well, I told you to because I did not like that crap at all growing up, you know, and there was a lot of times where I wanted to talk to my mom about things that I was feeling inside from, you know, things going on and wanted to express, and I didn't feel like I could because that was somewhat of, you know, her everyday reaction. So I'm like, well, man, if I go bring this to her, how is she going to react? And my thing is, like, with my children, I always say, you know, I wanted us to be friends. It's not that I want us to be friends. I want to be a safe space for them because this world is a lot more trash than it was when we were growing up, you know. And I always wanted to be a mom, but if I would have known how bad it would have gotten, I don't think that I would have had kids. Not to say that I don't enjoy being a parent, but because I stress so much over who gonna do what, who gonna say what, you know what I'm saying, to each one. I have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? So that's heightened, but it's also heightened for the boys because then boys get ashamed to say, oh, such and such did da-da-da-da-da, and they holding on to that, and that produces anger. And I think for me growing up, and you know me for more than 10 years or whatever at this point, well, it's been a little bit less than that, but I don't always handle things right as an adult with other adults, and I definitely didn't want to carry that over to my children. So when I think of gentle parenting, when I actually sat down and because I started seeing how abruptly reacting to any one of my children affected them, because then they started handling things like that, and I was like, don't do that, why are you doing that? And then at that point in parenthood is when you have to be like, wait a minute, they got that from me. They're reflecting off of what I'm reflecting onto them. And so now I'm in that pattern of having to backtrack and kind of fix the errors in my parenting. So that's what I think gentle parenting is. It's being like quick to listen and slower to react. You know, but
what do you think it is?
Me personally, I don't agree with the gentle parenting. I grew up with getting whoopings. I grew up with.
Oh no, I say now.
No, I get that. But see, I mean, I agree and I disagree in a way because I feel as though right now the way the society has everybody, as far as if you put a belt to your child, if you leave a mark, you instantly go into jail. And a lot of parents are scared of that. So a lot of parents are like not disciplining their children, and their children is running all over them. Which is what's going on right now. You have a lot of news where
kids are killing
kids, and kids are killing adults. Like, I'm not gonna I have a boy. So at the end of the day, I know it's going to be different raising a boy. A black boy in America is not something that people want to talk about. People want to see here and think about, because at the end of the day, we're getting killed. So, gentle parenting is cool in certain aspects, but my thing is no is no. You're not going to do right or wrong, and if you don't do right, I'm going to whoop your ass. Period. I'm not. Period. No, we're not doing You're not going to be one of those kids that are out here killing kids. Like, no.
And
I don't help with the bullying and shit that's going on.
Yes, for sure. Because I was just about to say with my oldest, like, he's had experience in it. You know, Kai, he's like a teddy bear. My daughter, she is the firecracker. She gonna give whatever she get. But my first one, he is definitely like, oh my goodness. And it's crazy because he has like my daughter, she's more emotional. So you would think when something happens, she's like, oh my gosh. But she's like, excuse me.
Right.
You know, but my son, he's like, well, I'm not understanding like why you are, you know, doing that or whatever. But in terms of like gentle parenting with them, whenever something happens, now I will, and I always used to say, I ain't giving no chances. I ain't giving no chances because you ain't about to have me looking like a sucker duck mom. Okay. But I do give chances now because I wish that I had gotten chances when I was going through, you know, because every child goes through that phase where they're trying to figure out, okay, who am I? What, you know, trying to figure out themselves in life. And when I was going through those phases and I needed someone, I didn't have that. So I feel like if I leave that space slightly open to you figuring out your tweaks, but within the guidelines of if you're not being respectful, then this belt gets disrespectful, you know. But I definitely am, and that's just for me personally because you know me, I'm kind of quick tempered. I will acknowledge that I'm not the most patient person.
You got the worst attitude.
First of all, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. But I do know what my weaknesses are, and I felt like if at certain points in my life had it been like, listen, I understand you're going through a hard time right now. Let's sit down and talk. Right. Because with my son now, and I'm also seeing my temper reflects in him, and it's not good looking at your reflection. Right. And not even in a sense of a mirror, but actually seeing it walk around and trying to figure himself out. The other day, he was in the house and I was about to head out, and he's like, I just want to stay here or whatever. And I'm like, well, what's going on? He's like, I just want some time to myself. And that's all fine and dandy. But for me, at first I was like, well, I can understand that. But in my head, I remember when I needed time to myself growing up, and I was storing doggone pills in my room. You know what I'm saying? Contemplating, do I take this whole handful or do I like push past it? Right. You know? And so I'm like, well, what's going on? And he's like, I'm just mad. And I'm like, what are you mad about? And he's like, I don't know. And I said, no, you're not sticking him. Right. Like we need to talk this out. And I said, you need to be able to come to me and be like, hey, mommy, I'm mad. Even if you don't know what you're mad about. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have dealt with depression for so long, like growing up in adulthood. And like I said, I always wanted to be a mom. And I'm like, you know, once I become a mom, I'm going to give them everything I didn't have emotionally. And I'm going to be like the best. But what they don't tell you is you really got to heal your mental and your heart before you actually produce a child. You know what I mean? Now, they all came, I will say, right when I needed them. Because my son came at a point in my life where I was literally ready to jump off a bridge. My daughter came when I felt like I had no love in my life. You know what I'm saying? When I was lost, still finding my way. But they came right when I needed them and they saved me. So I feel like I owe it to them to be a better person for me so that I can be a better mom to them. And for me, that outlet, the way to do that is through being more gentle. Right. Because I've always been this, you know, hardcore, like strong-minded, because that's what I was raised by. And I love my mom for that. If I had not been raised by her being such a strong woman, everything that I have encountered would have wrecked me. Right. You know what I mean? I do wish that certain aspects of our relationship was better, but that's one thing that nobody else could have given me, you know? But I think that I got so used to doing that then when I had children, it's like, well, what you crying for? And I'm looking down my 1-year-old, what? Girl, what? That don't make sense. You know, so I just think for me, personality-wise, I needed to do that to be better for myself and for them, you know?
And to piggyback on that depression stuff, I mean, like, literally, you have to think about it. Depression starts before the baby and even after the baby, because we have postpartum depression that nobody likes to speak about. Yeah, but nobody. That shit is the death.
It is spoken about. It's just belittled.
Yeah, right. It is. It's like, girl, what you depressed for? Like, you had a baby. Right. You knew you was having a baby.
You knew what was going to happen.
Yes, exactly. And I hate that. Like, you knew. Let me tell you, so not to cut you off, I saw this post on social media from this girl that I used to work with, and she said she hates when moms complain about being moms because as moms, you know what you're getting into when you have kids. For me, now, how do you feel about that?
Technically that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, parenting never came with a manual, so we don't know exactly how this shit gonna happen until this shit happens. You might have an angel child, you might have a demon child. Like, you never know.
Every day is a new experience.
Hello.
Every day.
No, for sure.
Every day.
So I saw that and I was like, some days, like, yes, like literally the phrase Sour Patch Kids is perfect. Being a mom is the most toxic relationship ever because your children will run you reckless, and then at the end of the day, Mommy, thank you for everything.
I know, right?
Girl, what?
Or they would think that they your man.
Yeah,
my son swears he's my man. Like nobody can lay next to me, nobody can touch me. Yeah, yeah.
But
I feel that.
when I saw that, I was just like, girl, wait a minute. Like, I think mentally I understood what she was trying to say, but you definitely worded that 100%. Like, yes, we know that motherhood comes with hard times, even parenthood, because I know some guys that I went to school with that are single parents, you know. This one guy, I know he has a little boy and a little girl, and from the looks of it, he just raises them by themselves. So, parenthood, you know, is not going to be, oh, I give birth to you, you're going to be perfect, I'm going to work, we're going to go on vacations, we're going to be great, you're going to get married, you have kids of your own. No. But sometimes, especially even outside of parenthood as adults, life has thrown bombs. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Hold up. You, what?
Right.
And so I just think that's crazy when people are like, well, you knew what you were getting into. Did you know what you were getting into, Auntie Rebecca? Did you?
My thing is y'all say that, but y'all don't know what y'all getting into when y'all get these babies and y'all didn't even know y'all was pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, so did you know that you were ready for that baby?
Right, exactly.
I mean, don't shame people when you were not ready.
Shots fired. Right. Because it's like people body shame, they mother shame, they parent shame. You're not doing this right.
And that's what I'm saying. And this for us, this is no shaming. We're not trying to shame anybody, even the dads. You know, what I mean? We're doing this for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This has nothing to do with
unfiltered.
We'll do a Melanated Daddy episode.
I tell you right now, don't have your kids watching this because whatever comes up comes out.
Every month.
99% of the time. So,
So what do you think in terms of your parenting? What is one thing, or is there anything that you think, okay, I need to tweak it, or is there something from your childhood that you feel like, oh, I don't want to do that, or that?
Most definitely.
You know?
I have a couple of different things I want to tweak and change as me as a mother. To be there supportive for my son, like to be there all the time and ask them, "Are you okay?" Or because mentally, these kids are not knowing exactly what they're feeling at the moment, especially when you have young children. You don't know what they're feeling, so I want to be that support. Like, mommy is the answer. Mommy is the hero for me. Like, if I need something, if I feel bad, mommy is there. Yeah. So that's what I want to do as far as one thing. The other thing that I would say that is really hard for me because I have anger issues. Like, I have problems where if somebody say something I don't like, I'm quick to jump. Like, I don't have no filter at any given moment. So in that,
I always feel like I have to defend myself.
Me too.
Because nobody did it for me growing up. So and that's why I think it's a trigger because I didn't feel like I was protected even really honestly, period, growing up or whatever. So when something is said to me, I'm automatically like, oh, what because I'm like, well, if you're not gonna stand up for me, I'm gonna do it. And let me tell you, and I was like that. I'm still like that with the kids, but let me tell you, my son taught me the biggest lesson, and I'm gonna let you finish. So Malachi, my oldest, he had started to get bullied at school, unbeknownst to me, right? So every day I'm picking him up, hey, how's school? Like genuinely, not even just like as a gaslight question, but like genuinely, like, how was your day? And so my daughter, she's always like, well, mommy, you know, and he's like, oh, it's good. Right. And so finally one night he had came out, he was like, oh, mommy, the counselor's gonna call you. And I said, what counselor? And he goes to school counselor. I'm saying, well, what's you about to call me for? And so he says, well, I spoke with the counselor. And I said, about what? What happened? You know, whatever, because now I'm like in protective mode. I'm trying to figure out what done happened to where he had to talk to the school counselor. And so he was like, well, this little boy, you know, keeps bothering me in class. He's picking on me. He calling me names. He touched me. I said, he touched you? Like, he put his hands on you? He said, yeah. So then, you know my daughter, like Phoenix, she's so much like me. So she's like, who put their hands on you? Who did? Right? And so we trying to, and he's like, guys, and we're like, tell us. Tell us now. And the mother mini me, she, and so he's like, Mom, and I was like, okay, what happened? And he's like, well, this little boy, da, da, da. And so he had previously mentioned this boy before. So I was like, you ain't talking about that I already done. And he was like, yeah. I said, okay. I said, don't worry about the counselor calling me. I'm going to go up to the school. I said, why you ain't telling me? He was like, Mommy, sometimes you just do too much. Oh. And I said, I apologize, And so my daughter was like, I apologize too, And so he goes, no, it's fine. I said, okay, so I'll wait for your counselor to call me, and then we'll go from there. So then we go on, we have dinner, we're laying down, about to watch a show, and it's silent. And he sits up, and he's like, you know what, Mommy? I said, what? He said, I'm tired of him bullying me, and I've been thinking about it. I do want you to go up there. I said, say less.
Right.
Girl, say less. Look, so then I said, well, how you want a 1 to 10? Give me a ratio. What you don't want me to do?
You had to say.
Listen, girl, I said 1 to 10. He was like, Mommy, just enough for him to stop, but don't scare my teacher. I said, okay, that's a 6 or 7.
All right.
That's a 6 or 7. I said, I can't do that. And here go Phoenix, I'm coming too. I said, what you gonna do? She said, I want to see the little boy that's been picking on him. You know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show, like you said, like they're aware. Sometimes they're aware of what they need. Right. And other times we have to be patient to sit there and wait for them to be like, hey, like this is what I need. Almost like in a relationship. For me, if I'm ever in a relationship dating, yes, it is. You're literally in a relationship with your child to do better by them, guide them, and they also are like guiding you and bettering you.
Showing you.
I think it's crazy when I meet people who have become parents and they still stuck in who they used to be.
Facts.
Like you know who. Like you know who. Because that man right. We'll get into that. But when you still who you were 10 years ago,
right?
Yeah. And you got little Ray Ray, little Niqua, and Shaquan, I'm not understanding why you still hitting licks and your kids know who the plug is or what that means. Make that make sense to me, because that tells me that you're not growing, you're not developing as a person, right, let alone set an example for your children. Right. Now that is one thing for me that when I see it, I'm like,
I ain't gonna lie, I still gotta go back pay y'all for what I was saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
I'll catch y'all.
No, you fine.
I'll cheers to that.
So, like I said, my biggest change in me is going to be, showing him that I'm there for him.
Yeah.
But the other one is my anger, because at the same time, growing up, I had a lot of anger in my household, like family issues and everything. But I noticed that with your personal problems as a mother, like when you're going through something as a mother, and you still have to be a parent. So there's been times when me and my husband got into it, and I got so mad that my son did something, and I whooped his ass, and I'm like, God damn, I should never whoop him like that. So
because you were upset from that,
about that. So it's like I have to adjust myself to be able to adjust and be a parent to my son. So yeah, that's a big major thing that I want to do. Gentle parenting, because at the same time, we are naturally gentle because we're naturally natured. Like we're mother natures. We're protectors. We're like we protect our kids.
I wouldn't categorize myself as gentle because I know that I'm definitely like sharper. First of all,
when it comes to your kids, you are very much so gentle. But I'm just saying, like, maybe we wouldn't use that word.
No.
Yeah. Maybe we could use another word.
I think this shows that gentle was not from us.
That
gentle was not. We didn't make that up. We did not make that up. I'm just saying.
I'll say soft approaching. I'm soft approaching.
There you have it.
My son has his grandparents, his father. He had people in his life that spoil him. And, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like you want to still be, you're still going to be a decent young man out here in these streets.
I think gentle parent kids are not, their parents show that they do gentle parenting.
Yeah.
You have the kids where, okay, we know you gentle parent.
Right.
We know you doing
I think
we know
they running your mind.
You running your ass. You ain't running your ass.
We know what goes on.
Yeah, I think it categorized by the parent you are.
It does.
There's no such thing as gentle fucking parenting.
Because I mean, even
parenting. Just parenting. That's what you're doing. You're parenting.
Taking different approaches
to
parenting.
Because even my baby.
Actually, wait a minute.
She's so drained.
say on that. I think my job has helped me a lot with just parenting overall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I can't be a gentle parent, parenting.
And people were breaking up when we were getting together.
No, that is so funny because me and my sons that my younger two, we spoke on that because so many people like went through breakup and divorces. Yeah. Me and him, we were like, what's up? What we doing today?
Right.
You know, we were like chilling, like we were in a good spot. When we went back to work, we was like, dang, this sucks. I'm like, you want to call out today?
All I can say is, I was told I couldn't have kids. So, bitch, COVID came in.
I remember,
boom.
Yeah. Because she had been trying for the longest, right? Yeah. That's how when she got pregnant, I made a point to reach out to her because I know for a while that she had wanted to have kids.
Yeah. PCOS said, bitch, you're not having it. But COVID said, bitch, I
no, your husband said, let me show you.
Listen.
Your husband said, let me show you.
Showed out. Okay, because I feel like some of my cousins.
She said it did its thing.
It did. My son is amazing. You hear me? It did.
Oh my goodness.
And they so smart. Like,
they are. Oh my God.
They advanced as fuck.
Yes, they are.
The babies, I don't know what government. You hid your shit with the kids.
Give or take, right?
You can't.
Give or take.
You canceled all the population out because of this shit.
World.
But it did this shit though.
Counseled the whole world.
Because I tell you right now, like these, like my baby, firstborn, out the womb, C-section and all. Yeah. Lift his head up and try to hold his own bottle day one. Bitch, what are you doing?
He was definitely holding his bottle.
Yeah, really. Nico and Cairo both like, oh my gosh. The other day, Cairo took his 2 steps. And I was like, oh my gosh, hey, bro, what? What did you do? You only a few months old. Why are you doing this? But Nico, literally, I'm telling you, he's like, he soaked in all the COVID baby jeans. Cairo, he got a little bit. He's like, he on the low with his stuff. But Nico, like, I want you to know I'm running through. Let's fill the wine. Let's go listen. Now listen. That's my water.
No, you was telling them razzle dazzle. Bitch, we drank this shit. Look, she about to spill it. She about to spill it. Matter of fact, you got no way.
I'm driving back. I had to drive like an hour. She ain't got to drive nowhere. Matter of fact, let me help your husband out real quick. Let me help your husband. No, I don't. Like, mine is fine, but, you know, I'm like, oh,
let me stop y'all. She had a little glass.
No. Don't, first of all, so y'all gonna do me like that? Y'all gonna do me like
right
that?
Now.
Okay, so I'm being responsible.
Oh, spell it.
So y'all. R-E-S.
Right.
I'm taking care of my responsibilities.
Okay. It's a Sunday.
No, it's responsibilities. Responsibilities.
Right.
We're not doing
it's like, oh, rugrats. I take care of my responsibilities.
This is our moment. Right at this moment. We ain't got none. We got none right now.
I'm just stupid.
Little baby ain't running around right now. We outside.
Listen, the baby is
Wednesday. Mine at home with the babysitter. Cheers to the babysitters that come through.
Cheers to the babysitters that come through. Actually,
yes, that's what I'm saying. That come through.
And family don't do it either like that.
Well, the only family. Cheers to my baby grandparents.
No, literally.
They do it.
No, oh my gosh. So
we're gonna do so.
We're gonna do non-existent. We're gonna do non-existent over here.
They do
support. Like
y'all can see that we all got
have different experiences. Yes, different.
You will find out about it.
Yes,
For sure.
No, for sure.
A lot to tell.
Right.
A lot of tea. We got the tea.
We got all the tea.
The tea and the wine.
In the wine.
We got it all. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. We do not promote
that.
Which one?
We don't promote it.
We do that.
This is like
all the FBI agents out there. These are the ones you want, not this one.
Come get me.
Come get me. Find it. That's all I said. find it.
And then we can smoke together.
I don't have to holler, because they do. Can't nobody tell me they don't, because they do.
The fact that it's legal in
yes, it's sprinkling. It's definitely sprinkling around. It's going to be OV for y'all.
We are never going to get
Yeah, Georgia.
If we do, it's literally going to be the last one.
Only way we going to get that
is somebody
if we
needed
get
for
a Democrat governor.
I was about to say, if somebody wanted for their political run, that's literally it.
That's it.
But, you know.
That's as far as politics goes on this podcast.
Yeah,
that's a different story for another day.
Yes, baby.
But no, that support thing, bruh. We gonna
leave that where
support is just gonna be a whole topic within itself.
The whole next episode, I'm stepping it, is on support. Don't call my child your baby when they don't remember your name.
Are just stepping out of our comfort zone. Trying to try something different. We believe in it. We're gonna do it. Yeah. I'm excited.
And really, to be honest, y'all can ask questions.
Y'all
can help us to bring up topics that we experience on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Or what you guys, like, if you want to share your story and we shared, we also are inviting people to come in on the show as well to share your story, your experiences.
You know,
yes.
we gotta fuck with you though. Because you will get beat up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh my God. I don't know what to do with it.
But no, definitely, guys, like, give us time to, adjust to our podcast. But this definitely has our heart. I think I speak for all of us. Right. Motherhood is such a big role. It's so much that goes into it. And at the end of the day, kind of like you mentioned earlier, we're the superheroes of our family. But even superheroes need somebody to lean on.
And literally, y'all will be that. Because, and be family.
Yeah.
Right.
This is our venting session.
Yeah.
This is when we get to vent, talk, and, you know what I'm saying, get different point of views of just, different, everything. You know what I mean?
And this is not a mommy bash. Like, we all love our children.
Right.
If you hit the comments with negativity, you will get
blocked. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm sorry.
She really not playing. But this our business, so she gonna stop saying that.
No, she not.
I'm not. No, she not.
Because I might say something worse. You never know with me. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
But I'm hollering.
Or with you.
No, yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, I feel as though, to let y'all guys know, this is our first time. Yeah. So because it is our first time, we are interacting with each other how we would act without y'all.
Yeah. This is real.
This is all basically real conversations that we have on a day-to-day basis. And I mean, if you feel as though that you have a topic, or if you have questions, or if you want to know something about us, we will answer that for you in these conversations. Yeah. So it's not like we know what we're saying, we just say the shit.
Yeah. And make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We have YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and we got an email if you want to email us with your deets, with your tea that you want us to spoil out for you.
Because we will spill the tea.
Yes, we will. If your mama and them, grandma and them, or whatever.
And if it's something to deal with you and you know it's you, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, we all have big families. Some of us deal with them, some of us don't. If you see this, it's our story. So if you feel some type of way, I mean,
oh well, we love you.
We do. At the end of the day, families, families with love, but our
keeping the truth.
Yeah,
the truth is what it is.
It's all about speaking our truth.
Yeah,
everybody should be able to do it, but we decided we was ready.
We was ready to do it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Definitely catch the next episode. But we're out. Bye, queens. Oh shit.